hello, hi, welcome, hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy Ivy Martinez, also known as the Geek Goddess here on YouTube. And today we are going to be talking about some summer book releases, fantasy slash romantasy. Not gonna lie, most of these are romantasy, but there are some fantasy in here, okay? Books that are coming out during the summer. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going by like date release date. The first book that we're going to talk about comes out June 12th, and it is called A Rivalry of Hearts by Tassanja Odette. And this is going to be a first, I guess, like standalone series. And in this one, we are following two different authors, two different writers. And in this world, Fae exist. And then we follow our main character, Edwina, who is basically a writer, and she knows to never ever make a deal with Fae. That's like something that you should not do. And number two, another thing that you should not do is also to drink fairy wine. But apparently one night, she ends up doing both. She ends up drinking too much Fae wine and ends up making a deal with another rival Fae writer named William. And then all bets are off. And now she has this contract that she's under with William. And the contract basically goes that whoever can sleep with the most amount of people by the end of a certain time period gets this like amazing writing contract. And so now Edwina's trying to beat him to sleep with the most people that she can. But William is going to be really hard to beat because he's just irresistible. Okay, he's beautiful. He has a record, he breaks records in the bedroom, versus Edwina, who has like minimal to no experience other than her imagination. And so this book looks so good. Obviously this is a adult fantasy romance, and I'm excited for this. Okay, this just sounds like such a fun time. This sounds like what is it called? Cruel Intentions? Do you guys know that movie? Cruel Intentions, but make it Fae and fun instead of super dark. And I love that. I love that. Alright, so the next book comes out June 24th, and it is called Bloodguard by C.C. Robson. C.C. Robson. And this is a new adult fantasy romance. And in this one we are following Leith. I'm gonna say Leith. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. So Leith basically wants to become a gladiator. Tens and thousands of people will try to become a gladiator in this kingdom, but only one will survive. However, if you do survive, you are guaranteed a huge amount of money and title of the Bloodguard. And obviously he needs this. Why? Because his sister is dying and she needs help, and she needs somebody to pay for her treatments, but he doesn't have the money to do so. So he thinks that his only shot is to try and become the Bloodguard to obtain the money that he needs to save his sister. So he does this. He goes into fight to see if he can gain this money. And unfortunately, he meets Maeve, who is this beautiful princess, but she is basically everything that he is taught to hate, including because she's tied to this kingdom, and this kingdom is full of lies, and everybody knows that it's full of secrets and lies and twists and turns. But yet she offers him the chance to become this Bloodguard, to have his wildest dreams come true. But can he trust her? Can he trust her? This is a fantasy romance, so I'm assuming this is going to be like an enemies to lovers forbidden romance sort of situation. And I'm all for it. It kind of gives me like Crowns of Nyaxia vibes. Do you get what I mean? Crowns of Nyaxia, like Serpent in the Wings of Night vibes, with a combination of like Throne of Glass. And I'm all for it. It sounds good. It sounds good. The next book comes out June 25th, and this is the only YA book that I have on here, but it is a YA fantasy romance. And this one seems really good because this is like Frankenstein meets Indian mythology, and it sounds great. Okay, even though it's YA, and you know YA is not my cup of tea, this sounds fantastic, and the cover is beautiful, and it is called We Shall Be Monsters by Tara Sim. In this one we are following our main character Kajal. Kajal cannot handle her sister being like dead. Her sister has just passed away and she can't handle it. So she decides that she is going to resurrect her sister Lasya, even though it means that by resurrecting Lasya, she interrupts her sister's cycle of reincarnation. She is going to do it anyway because she cannot stand grieving her sister. However, what comes back is not Lasya, but this wraith-like sort of creature called a Buddha. If I'm saying that wrong, I do apologize. Please correct me nicely. But I believe it's called Buta or Butta or Buta. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it is this like wraith-like creature who it basically comes back and wants to unalive anyone that has wronged them. So her sister Lasya comes back as this creature and starts going on a murdering rampage, and soon Kajal ends up being locked up for it because she's the one that brought Lasya back in the first place. However, these two rebels save her and they're like, hey, we're gonna save you, but the only thing you gotta do for us is resurrect this like long dead prince. And she's like, all right, got you, bet, okay, I'm gonna do this. And she ends up resurrecting the wrong boy, and so now all these people are after her, and she has no choice but to work with this boy to find this long lost prince so that Kajal can get back to her sister and right her wrongs. It is YA, but it looks so good. The concept, the synopsis just really intrigues me, and I think I'm going to be checking this one out. On July 9th, we have another book that is coming out. It is going to be a hot, steamy fantasy romance called The Half King by Melissa Landers, and all I see for the synopsis for this one is literally, it just says Beauty and the Beast meets the Sandman in this all new, scorching hot new A fantasy romance. And this one is about a world where the firstborn child of a noble house bears a curse, and only one heretic might hold the answers to breaking them. This one comes out July 9th, and this cover is stunning. The next book, also coming out on July 9th, is called Navola by Paolo Bacigalupi. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, I apologize. But in this one, this is basically like a political fantasy book where we are following the city of Navola, and Navola has always been ruled by like where like power, money is power, much like everywhere else pretty much, and we're following one main noble house and the son from this noble house as his father's about to retire and he's about to take his father's place, and he's sort of trying to learn and grasp everything politically wise, like who he can trust, who he can't trust. And it's supposed to be like a combination of like Game of Thrones meets like The Godfather. That seems pretty interesting. So we shall see. This one is catching my eye again. No pun intended. With the cover. Okay, so on July 16th, we have another book that is coming out called How to Be a Good Villain by Jamie Dalton. This is a fantasy. I don't know. On Goodreads, I cannot find a synopsis for it, but let me know if you guys do find a synopsis for it. All I know is that it's about a female villainous character. It's a fantasy, and we probably see a villain become a villain. It gives me like, I'm not sure if it's like a humorous book, but based off of the cover and like some of the reviews that I've been seeing, it seems like it's, you know, humorous and that it's really good. It has good reviews so far from everybody that has read the arc, but this is all I can find about it. I'm very gravitated towards it because of the cover and because of the title. I just need to get my hands on it. Plus it's like purple. That's cute. So that is How to Be a Good Villain by Jamie Dalton. Okay, and then the last one comes out on August 6th, and that is Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. Ava Reid, I believe, wrote a lot of books, like study and She wrote a lot of books. Okay, so this is a fantasy historical fiction reimagining of one of Shakespeare's most famous villainesses, which is Lady Macbeth. And I am still to this day very scared to say Macbeth, because I was a theater kid in high school and you were not allowed to say Macbeth at any time, because you would be cursed on the stage in your performance and this and that. So just saying it now like triggers my high school self. But in this one, we are following Lady Macbeth. Lady Macbeth knows that she's different. She knows that her eyes have the ability to drive men crazy, like literally mad, insane. She also realizes that she's been wed to like this horrible man who does not leave his warrior ways behind, even when it comes to his marriage with his wife. She knows that his court is like very suspicious, that it requires strategy and also some witchcraft in order to keep it running. What she doesn't know is that her husband has occult secrets of his own. She doesn't know that there is a prophecy that he has to follow, right? That he's very tied to, that he's like set on. And she doesn't realize that her magic is greater and like far more dangerous than she ever imagined, to the point that it could literally threaten the order of the world. She doesn't know this yet, but she will. And so that's a synopsis of Lady Macbeth. I'm so glad we got a cover for this one finally, because back when I did the other video, I did this one and we didn't have a cover. But we have a cover now. So I'm excited. So anyways, you guys, that is some books that are coming out these are some highly anticipated books that are coming out during the summer of 2024. Let me know which ones you guys are going to be checking out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to be notified when I post. I usually post twice a week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!